We have our guest. Let me give our guest an introduction. This person has been in the music industry for years. He is known for his booming raw vocals, his stage presence, and his legendary stamp on the hip hop culture. You guys know him. When you getting ready, if you was at a school party, a high school party, back in the day, whining on some boy, then you know you heard this song. All right?
How you
Hello,
doing?
FatMan Scoop. Welcome up.
Hey, how you doing? Listen, if I would have known that it was going to take that long to get the hearts, I would have just brought them. I would have brought them. I would have just been like, I would have brought them. How's
Oh, yeah.
everybody? How's everybody doing out there? How y'all feeling?
We feeling good. We're excited to have you here tonight. We're excited to have this conversation. I
Thank you.
gave them a little bit introduction about who you are. I think most people know who you are if they know hip hop. So it's nice to have you here. If you want to say a few words, I mean, if you have a website or anything you want to talk about briefly before we get into tonight's conversation, feel free to do so.
Well, I usually go live on Instagram. I used to have a show on there called Sensible Ignorance during the pandemic. If you want to know more information about what I do, just follow me on Instagram at FatMan Scoop. If you don't know my face, you probably know me as the guy that go, Fat Man Scoop, Crook McClan, or whatever I say, y'all gotta do, y'all too, or you got $100 bill, get your hands up, or you know, whatever, man. Like I've done so many records, I got Lose Control, Mariah Carey, Sean Paul. I got so many records, it's ridiculous. And I'm blessed. I still work. I still work 48 weeks out of the year. About 85 to 90% of my shows are overseas. I'm leaving tomorrow in the morning to go to Helsinki, Finland, do what I got to do a couple of festivals, come back home. So I'm really blessed to do what I do. And when I'm in America and I'm doing shows and I'm driving from one place to another, I'll either turn on YouTube or I'll turn on TikTok or I'll turn on Instagram. Because I used to do I used to do a TV show with my ex-wife called Man and Wife. It was actually the first reality TV show. It was like a sex and relationship TV show. I did it on MTV. Because I do that, people send me all these videos about sex and relationships. And one night I got sent a video of you, and you were talking to a woman, and the woman was like, I want this, I want that. She was like, I want $8,000 allowance per month. And she was asking for a man that makes $100,000, and that's ridiculous. Like, you don't even know the numbers that you're asking for. I started watching your content. I was like, yo, I like her, man. She's cool, whatever. Because there's a bunch of dating shows out there. I watch and check out everybody. And I like what you were doing. And I think I commented on one of your posts, and you said, why don't you come on and talk to us as a married man about what's successful when it comes to marriage? And I told you, I got divorced about 10 years ago. Not for anything regarding cheating or anything. There were just certain mitigating circumstances that had to happen. But I've been through two marriages. One when I was 24 years old, and the mother of both of my children was 20, so I don't count that one because you're too young. My daughter's 23 right now, and I'm looking at her. What would she know about anything at 20 years old? So, I've been through the whole thing with sex and relationships, marriage, talking about it. And when you asked me to come on, what happened, people, was she asked me to come on, and then we had a conversation on Instagram DMs. So we got in the DMs, and that wound up being like an 8-hour conversation going back and forth. And she said, "Would you come on the show?" I was like, "Of course," because you know. I want to say this before I start. I want to preface it because I had to write so many notes, but I want to preface what we're going to say by saying this: we're in a bad place as far as sex and relationships are concerned, and and what people want and what people are asking for and expectations and stuff like that. And again, you may not like, hold on. People calling from overseas, all kinds of shit. Hold on one second. Just give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second, because I want to say what I gotta say. Let me cut my phone off. So because I work overseas so much, it's the morning in certain parts of Asia and stuff like that. So I'm gonna cut my phone off. So what I was saying was,
And can I also say this, like, just, not to interject, but from working in the industry, as someone who works in the entertainment industry, right? As someone who has been married, I know you're listening to different dating shows, and as a man, I would love for you to give your perspective as
I
to the woman looking for a man who's in the entertainment industry, maybe music, football, basketball, entertainment in general. What is that man looking for?
right,
As
that's what
someone who's successful, what would be three things that man is looking for?
I was gonna preface it by saying that, but I just want to say this: people, you may not like what I say, but I'm saying it from a place of being around these people. So I mix with a lot of these people. For example, I was in Monaco last week at the Formula One. That's a whole different kind of money. It's a whole different kind of money. So when I say something, you know, you don't have to like it, but it is what it is, and the results will be the results.
Right.
So I want to start by saying this. Most women are looking for a rich man, but the question is, can you provide what a rich man needs? So what does a rich man need? Because I wrote it down. Someone who's agreeable, someone who, depending on where you are in your life, is a trophy, someone who can lead your family, someone who will be of assistance to you in doing what you're doing, someone who is down to be with the man's program. So a lot of times women will say, but I'm accomplished, but I'm this, but I'm that, but I'm whatever. Most dudes that accomplish, they need you to be a part of their program.
And
And
why don't, let me ask you this to follow up on that question. Why don't they want a woman to be accomplished? Why isn't that important? And why are looks more important than being accomplished to someone who is successful or rich?
okay, so I don't think. Well, okay, so I'll answer that, but I want to answer that by explaining something to you. There is a certain circle of life when it comes to rich men. Okay, so first I got to explain that to you. The first part of that is when you have no money. So when you have no money, you have a regular girlfriend, you're doing regular stuff. I used to work in Mount Sinai Hospital, and I met my wife at the time, Dana. She was just a regular woman that worked upstairs. I used to work in the sanitation department.
Mhm.
Then I worked really, really hard as an intern. I went from making $20,000 a year to $225,000. One day, worked as an intern for a year to get to that point. Now I'm making money, but I'm still with the same woman. I'm doing my same thing, whatever, whatever. Things happened between us, and we broke apart because we were too young. It was just ridiculous. But anyway, here's the third stage. I'm really, really big in the music industry, and then I get a job at Hot 97, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Now I'm at Hot 97. So now
Mhm.
this is the stage. It didn't happen to me this way, but I'm going to break it down. This is a stage where you start making money. Now, most dudes, when they start making money, they're going to go for the woman that they really wanted. They're going to go for the chick that they really think is the whole shit of the night, right?
Mhm.
All right, so now you got that. You at the top, you pick the woman you really want, really like, whatever. Then
So
there's
let
a
me say this before you go to that next level. So when a guy is, let's say, struggling, trying to build, he's not with the woman of his dreams until he reaches financial abundance, is what you're saying.
yeah, because and it's unfair. It's not good, but when dudes get money, they usually go for exactly what they want. The chick that they want, that's what they're going for. unless that woman built it with them. If they built it with them, then maybe they'll stick around. So, but people, I need you to and listen, Hennessy, you're right. This is not always true. I'm just giving you generalities and things that I've dealt with and I've seen from all of these people that I've dealt with. So everything is not a guarantee or a whatever. I'm just giving you a general. Then you'll go through that. Maybe you get the woman you want, a bad chick, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. There's a bunch of problems. There's a bunch of headaches.
But why are there headaches and problems? Why are there headaches? Once you get the baddie that you want, you're making the money. She got the small waist. She got the, the boom boom back there. She got the girl sitting. Her face is perfect. She's young. Hair is flowing. All right. Why is it there issues once you get that woman?
With all due respect, bad bitches are bad for a reason most times. They got bad attitude, bad credit, bad issues, fucking needy, all kinds of crazy shit going on.
We're going to get banned. We're going to get banned.
I'm sorry, I forgot I can't curse.
Yeah.
Kinds of things going on, trying to finesse dudes, like, just no respect, whatever. Because a lot of women that are really, really beautiful like that, they feel like you got to bow and submit to them. And that's cool and everything, but there's one thing you have to understand as women when you're extremely beautiful and you're doing all that. There's a limit that dudes are going to go to when it comes to that. Like, number one, dudes will put up with a woman that is being a headache and being a problem as long as it takes for them to execute. So here's what you need to ask yourself as a woman. And it's no disrespect. I have no horse in the race. You have to ask yourself, and this is something that you need to think about. When a man meets a woman, like if I was to meet a woman today and I really wanted to be with that woman, the first thing that I'm going to say when I get her in the bed is, what did I do to get this woman in the bed? What did I actually do to get her in the bed? Then the next thing I'm going to be like, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, she's naked, boom, boom, boom. After the 13th or 14th time, I now know everything. I've eaten like groceries. I've done whatever it is that has to be done.
So the first thing you know the formula after the 13th girl, you figure out the formula.
I'm talking about the 13th or 14th or 20th sexual event that you have with this woman.
Oh, okay.
Everything, you now know everything about her. You've done everything you're going to do. You lick toes, whatever it is you're going to do. Now it's not, the novelty is over. So the question becomes, what is it about you as a woman that's going to make that guy stay there? What is it about you as a woman that's going to make that guy stay there? Now you have to ask yourself, why do you see some of the finest women in? Because something is wrong. Because again, after dudes get to the top and they put the notch on their belt, if you're not somebody that I want to be with, someone that I can wake up in the morning and live with and really want to be with and actually enjoy, most dudes are going to be gone.
So from a man's point of view, what keeps her there, love? What keeps her there? Like, okay, you guys enjoyed each other's company. Now you see her with the bonnet on. She got the t-shirt on. She, she gained some happy weight. What would keep her there from your perspective as a man?
So I could tell you that. I mean, I had a woman in my life like that. Something very bad happened, which I don't want to be on, but I had a woman like that in my life. A woman that's agreeable, a woman that's loving, a woman that's nurturing for you. So, here's the thing. Just because you look good don't mean you are good. Garbage can come in a diamond trash can. Like, I've seen that many a time. Just, you don't have to be, see, people think a bad chick is someone who wears makeup and heels and all that and this. A bad chick is a woman that makes you feel good. A bad chick is a woman you want to lay next to every night. A bad chick is a woman that motivates you to do better, to go to the next level, to do whatever it is you need to do. A bad chick, and I'll tell you like this. If you're with a man and when you leave, there's not a palpable vacuum of you not being there, you're not bad. If you are really bad like that, a man will come to you and say, you're not here. I miss you. I need you to be here. Where you go? Listen, there have been times with this woman that something really bad happened. I don't want to talk about it. But when I was dating her, I would be out and I would be like, listen, I don't care what's in the club. I want to go home because I want to be with her. So big booties, makeup, all that, it don't mean nothing. When a woman,
I have to stop you there because that feels a little bit like a fabrication because men are visual. It's the body, the makeup, and the aura that pulls you in.
Let me
So
stop.
that's a part of the allure.
Hold on, let me stop you. So again, now we talking about bad chick, and now once you as a man have spent a lot of money, going through a lot of dumb stuff, have a bunch of headaches, you're now in the space where you're looking for something different. Okay? And now listen, I'm not saying I dated a slouch because I'm not going to do that. You know, I like women that are a certain way, but she wasn't some super stunning woman. She was a regular woman. But it was the other things about her. It was the way she cared for me, her honesty, her character, the things that she did. It was so many different things that she did, and it was she was about. How she would do things and help me before I was even thinking about it. How the woman would scratch my hair and rub me and make sure that I go to sleep. It was just so many things that were bigger than what she looked like. Because once you've gone through that circle of bad chicks and you become disillusioned, you don't care about that no more. It doesn't mean as much. You're thinking about different things. You're thinking about what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Investments. Somebody who's going to treat you right. Somebody who's in your corner. Listen. I have dealt with women and they have been some of the baddest chicks that you could think about. Chicks that you saw on television, all that. But it's a headache. I've dealt with women that I brought houses, apartments, cars, horses, anything you could think of, right? But it wasn't a place of peace. So facial, body, all of that is cool, but you get to a place, Ashley, where you want peace. And listen, I don't care what your face look like, what your shape look like. Sometimes peace will beat everything in the world. I'm telling you. Sometimes a man just want a place that he's going to be safe. I give you a great example. You are a bad chick. But listen, you coming home, you talking crazy to me. You telling me, yeah, I don't have to put up with this. There's mad dudes in my DM. You talking to me crazy. You disrespecting me. Certain things that I'm asking for, you don't care about. So what you look good? What that got to do with anything? But a woman that will look half of what you look like as the bad chick will come in, give you peace, take care of your family, all kinds of different things. It will put you on cloud nine. And that's actual facts. And what people don't understand is, once a man that has money gets past the trophy phase, he's looking for something different. So there are regular looking women that can get a man that has money. It just has to be at the right time, because you don't really know what a man with money is looking for at the time and the place that he's in his life, Ashley. So here's the thing. There is a trophy stage where I want to walk out. I walk out in the club. So there's been times I've been with women. I walk out, and I walk in a room, and they're like, "Oh, FatMan Scoop, you doing it like that?" I'm like, yeah. They're like, "Oh, okay, all right." That's the trophy stage. Then there's a time where you get tired of all that, and you may say to yourself, one day I woke up and I said, you know something? If I took all the money that I've spent on women and I put that into the S&P 500 right now, I don't even know how much money I'd have, right? So, so again, it's where you catch that man in your life. Also, one thing that Kevin Samuels hit was this woman don't look good. She's a 2, she's a 5. You don't. Any woman can win if a man's in the right place in his life and it's what he likes. Kevin Samuels used to always talk about this woman's a 2, this woman's a 4. His two is my 10. Like he was like, yo, you're 180 pounds and 5'5". That's plus size. I love that. I love plus size women. Another woman could be 130. He'd be like, you're a 10. I'm like, I'm not going to, I need a woman I can fight with in the bed. I'm not going to deal with her. So it's just saying.
Right. No, I get it. You're also saying like everyone has different preferences.
Everyone has
So what
different
he
preferences.
may have considered someone who's overweight or plus size, you
Yeah,
value that.
I
You
value
get
it. So
attracted to that. Yeah.
it's that, and again, what you were saying, about what a man with money wants. He wants kindness, nurturing, respect, submission, agreement, trust, and the thing is, a woman has to ask herself, is she that? Is
Right.
she all of those things that I named? Is she real submission? Because when you get with a man, not a dude who wants you to pay 50%, not a dude who's taking care of the bills, but he's just getting by. We talking about rich dudes that go somewhere and they look at the check and they don't even look at it. We talk about people whose houses are paid off. We talk about people who really got everything together. When a man has everything together where a woman don't have to worry about nothing, that's when you're going to get real submission. You're not getting some real submission at 50% of the bills. It's just not happening.
What do we say to like the woman out there who may not be like super glammed or who would be considered average, right? To a man. I don't know. It depends who you're asking, right? Why are they single then? Why are they single if these men they got past the trophy phase, they made all the money, and right now all they want and all they value is peace. There are women who don't work out. I'm not saying they're slouches, but they don't work out. They don't wear makeup. They're natural. Why are those women still single then?
Okay.
Because they offer the peace. They offer all of the things that you just said that they're looking for because it's no longer about looks. Why are those women still struggling?
Listen, I'll tell you like this.
Mhm.
There's a young lady named Micaiah. She was on another show and she was talking. She was saying all the right things. I want to be I want to be a nurturer of my family. This, that, the other, and she was answering like everything to the point. I was like, wow, this woman is really amazing. And I hit her up and I just told her because she was saying, why can't I find a man? And I told her, you just have to keep being you. Listen, finding a man, to be honest with you, whether you believe in Allah, Buddha, Jah, God, it's a higher power at the right time. When it happens, it happens. And to be honest with you, all due respect, you should work on yourself every day. I'll be honest with you. I used to weigh 365. I made a decision. I can't be my age and be super fat. I gotta pick one. I gotta pick a struggle. So what do? I go, I exercise, I do my thing. If I would have known that the show was gonna start at 9:40, I would have stayed in the gym till 9. I hate the gym. It's one of the things I hate the most. But you've got to improve on yourself every day. And you also have to understand that, like you said, Ash, men are visual. But you do have to give somebody something to look at. But the thing is, once that happens, what else do you have after that? So if you want to meet a man, all you got to do is go find the place that those kind of men are and get in their eye line. If they like you, they're gonna choose you. If they don't, they don't. Great example, Ashley. If you go to the club and you get in the eye line of French Montana, he gonna go, wait, hold on, what the hell is that? Right? If he like you, he gonna be like, wait up, hold on, what the hell is that? If he don't like you, he gonna keep drinking his drink.
Right, right, right. And I think that's something we talk about here on this live, right? It's like I always tell the ladies, go to a bar or go to a certain part of town or go whatever guy it is you're looking for. Maybe he's in tech, entertainment, music industry, whoever you like, whatever race of man he is. I always say put yourself in that situation. So I totally agree with you on that point. And I think what you're also saying is that maybe there are rich men who are looking for women, but the women have to just be in those spaces to meet those men, I guess. Right place, right time, sort of thing.
Listen, you could meet a man in the supermarket. You could meet a man walking down the street. If God is going to make it that way, he's going to make it that way. It just is what it is.
What about the ladies who are looking for someone who's in the entertainment industry?
Okay.
Someone who wants the basketball player, the music exec, someone like yourself, football player, someone in the music industry. What do you tell those ladies who are looking for men like that? And ladies, I know y'all are. Let's not lie on this live now. I know y'all want somebody in the music industry. What are those men looking for? And then we'll pull some people up to ask questions.
So if they're at the stage that they want a trophy, they're looking for a trophy.
Mhm.
Okay, find where those people are at. Go there. Go to the club. Go to the venue. Go to wherever so and so's performing. If you want to do that, ladies, get yourself to look the best you can, and then get in somebody's eye line. Because let me tell you, when people are going hands up, now put your hands up. What we still looking at what's going on.
Oh.
So even when you go whatever you saying, uh, whatever I say, y'all got to do whatever. We're still looking. When we get off the stage and we're in the VIP, we're still looking around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So all you got to do is get in the eye line. But I do want to say something to everybody that's on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start by saying this. At the height of FatMan Scoop, I was married to my second wife.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't touch when I was married with my wife. I didn't touch a woman at all. I didn't touch another woman for 13 years. I was with her at the height of FatMan Scoop. I never cheated. I never did anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to explain something to everyone who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
You think that being with these guys is great. It's not what you think it is, and by the time you get in there, you will understand that. Anytime you deal with entertainers, their days of business are your days of leisure. When you deal with somebody in sports, in entertainment, they are usually away for long, long pieces of time. Also, when you deal with somebody that is in a situation where they are striving to be the best of the best, a lot of times they can't give you what you need because they're in the quest of becoming that person.
So
Okay?
would it be fair to say that a woman shouldn't really be with a man while he's in that transitional period of becoming rich? Like,
Yeah, because
mm,
it's really hard. I would say that's a great. What you're saying is true, because when you're in that zone, you've got to get a lot of that out of your system. So when you got
oh,
people like myself, Young Jeezy, pick somebody who's been in the industry for a long time. When we get to the point where at this point it's a job,
right,
so we go do the job and we leave
right.
because we've been through. I'm pregnant and I'm keeping it. Somebody trying to put a case on you. Whatever. You kind of try to get out the way now. At least for me, I try to stay out the way. But at the same time, I've done a lot of that stuff, so I got it out of my system.
Oh,
And
so
I
you're
also
also
try to
saying,
put
sorry to cut you off. You're also saying like during that transitional period where they're like your new money, you just became rich, you now have access to more women, is what you're saying. So you get white, black, Puerto Rican, and Haitian. So that's what you mean, like you have to get it out of your system. And a man shouldn't be in a committed relationship with a woman at that stage in his life, is what you're saying.
listen. Let me tell you something. there was a time, in my life when I could walk in a club and be like, you, let's go.
Oh,
And I'm just the man that go hands up, that get your hand. I'm not even Hove.
right, right.
You know, you got to remember, in those years when I was on Hot 97, that station was as big as the artists. Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no other rap station playing music doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that kind of power and you've never seen that before
Mm-hmm.
in your life, you don't know what to do with it. Like, it's crazy. Like it,
And what
you
was it like for you when you had that first, I guess, experience where you was like you, and you? Does it become addictive for men? Like, oh my gosh, I can have any woman that I want. I mean any woman.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
did that open up your mind? Did you look at women different? Like, what happened after that first experience of saying you, and you?
so I'll say this. I'll say this. The adrenaline with that is extreme. It's a rush. But at the same time, no man can get any woman he wants because there's women that turn Hove down that I know for a fact. Like, like you could get a lot of what you want. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But you might not get every woman you want. But you're gonna do your numbers. It's addictive. It becomes a game sometimes. It becomes a means of keeping score. When you can go through that period in your life
Mhm.
and walk out with no kids and no STDs, then you have to sit back because this all comes with growth and maturity.
That's what,
And,
and I was gonna ask you, when do you realize, when do men realize enough is enough? Like,
okay,
okay, I've done enough,
okay,
I've lived. Like,
okay. So,
when is
so
that moment, that
I'll give you
transitional moment where they're like, I'm looking for a wife now, I'm looking for something serious,
great,
someone
great,
with
great,
substance?
great answer. In the spirit of being truthful,
Hmm.
I'll give you my moment.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of things I wasn't supposed to do,
Hmm.
being dumb. There was an individual I was dealing with, and what I'm saying, her husband tried to shoot me in front of Hot 97. Actual facts. Actual facts. And I was able to get in my car and drive up the street. And then I turned the corner and drove down the street with like incoming traffic, incoming traffic. I was sitting at my man's job because I didn't know what to do. I was sitting at my man's job and I was like, man, what just happened? And I had to go to meet him. And I never forget it. I met him on Gun Hill Road in the Bronx. And he already tried to do what he did. So I had to come, I don't want to, say nothing, but I had to come in a certain way. And I had a conversation with him, and I said, "Yo, bro, I'm a celebrity. If we gonna do this, we just gonna do this. I don't want to get into what I said and everything, but we had a conversation. After that, I said, you know something? The next woman that I find that I feel is right and I feel is good, I'm gonna just sit my ass down." And that's when I met my second wife.
Mm.
And I went on to do my TV show with her and all kinds of stuff. But you gotta go through all of that dumb stuff to get to where you need to go. Maybe 2 days after that, this is a
Mhm.
real story. This is real shit. Maybe 2 or 3 days after that, I went to a what's called like a press day, and it was a press day for one of X Clan people. X Clan was an old a group from back in the days. They were like African empowerment. I went in there and they had like in these press days they had themes. So they had somebody burning sage and they had somebody doing this and they had somebody playing bongos like that. And there was a dude in there that was like a shaman. Like I don't know if you know what a shaman is, but some
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
a very spiritual person. And I walked in and I said, yo, how come these dudes never tell nobody about nothing bad? They kept pushing me to go in this room with this dude. I went in the room with the dude. He put his hand on my head and I slumped down. He said, yo, man, if you don't leave boom, 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 boom alone in 2 weeks, you're going to be dead. And listen, the dude is about to do X, Y, and Z. He's about to move to this job and do this, that, and the other. 2 weeks later, the man moved to the job that he was talking about.
Whoa. So he saved your life ultimately.
Really, he saved my life. Saved my life.
Just to follow up with the question too, because we're gonna bring some people up
Hold
so
on,
they
hold
can
on.
ask you questions.
People, it is a lot. It is a lot. I'm just giving you my testimony so you can understand what actually goes on, because she's asking me what's really going on with dudes in the industry, what they think, things that they are going. I'm just FatMan Scoop. I can't even talk about what some of these new dudes go through because it's even worse.
Yeah, I believe it. All right, next question to you before we bring a guest up to ask one question about dating and relationships. A lot of people in the comments were saying, do men wait until they're 70 or 100 to truly settle down?
Okay, I'll say that. I'm gonna say that. Hold on. Mm.
They wait until 70 or 100.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to drink something.
Mhm.
I'll say this to everybody, and again, you don't have to like it. You don't. You could be mad, but the facts are the facts, and the results are the results. A lot of times, men don't stop until what's in this jug? Cinnamon water. Cinnamon water. Um, Men don't stop until a couple of things happen. If they moving and they shaking, they still got money. They're still handsome. They still have women that are into them. Why stop? Dudes may dudes may not stop until their stops.
Oh.
Listen, if you're a handsome dude and you single or you do whatever your case may be, dudes may not stop until this stops. That's a
Oh.
fact. That's an actual fact. Dudes may just be like, yo, I'm gonna ride it all the way out. Why shouldn't I? Or you find someone through the Most High or whatever you believe in that comes into your life and does something to you that makes you change. Again, like I said, when you are a woman and you're it to a man, there is a palpable vacuum when you're not there that you can feel when that woman's not there. They don't have to ask you, do you miss me?
Right,
The
right.
man will come to you and tell you he miss you.
Yeah, yeah.
When you are that woman and you have done that to that man, you don't have to play dumb tricks to blow up his spot and make women say, oh, you with her. Dudes will start getting rid of women themselves. They'll just be like, yo, man, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. You know, something, I'd rather go home. I go to the club. I'm good. I see y'all later.
And they will make the time. They will make the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they'll
will.
make themselves available. I totally agree with that.
Or, or you
Mhm.
start getting to the point where you say, what am I really doing? Even though I've been through 2 marriages, at heart, I've always wanted to be a family man. I'll be the first to say I made mistakes. Every man makes mistakes, especially at the level that I'm at. You know, we all make mistakes. I I know that at some point as my kids are growing up now, when I get to grandfather stage, I probably will want to be with somebody.
And
I probably
what's grandfather stage for you? Like what age is that for you?
I mean, when my kid is 23, you know, when
Mhm.
she decides to have kids, I mean, I told her I don't want to. With all respect, you got to be out of this house and taking care of yourself and doing your own thing before you think about having kids. Because I'm not. I don't need that. I need the kid. I need the kids to come over on the weekend. Let me teach them about investing, real estate, business, all of that. Let me take them in the summer and make them clean up properties and all that stuff. But you got to go home. So, you know, when I get to that point, I will want somebody, and I'm not 100% looking right now because I'm on a different mission. But when I get to that point, I will be looking. But I'm smart enough to know that it's not gonna be my decision. When God or the higher power or the universe, whatever you call it, decides to bring a woman my way, I'm gonna get hit and I'm not even gonna know what hit me. And that's just what it is, Ashley. And that's just the truth of it. When it's coming, it's coming. Whatever's for you is for you. It's coming.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree. So right now, it feels like what you're saying is you're not looking, but if you're at the right place, the right time, and there's an energy and an aura for you at your age, then you'll go with that. But it
It's gonna
has to
come to
be
me.
a connection, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's gonna come to me. And when I know it, I'm gonna know it. That's
Right.
it. I'm like, you can do anything you want and go look for a man, but when the universe or God or whatever want to put somebody in your way that's the right thing, it's gonna be there. Because somebody made a comment, it's not that I have to work on myself. I got a different mission that I'm on, people. Every other entertainer, I made a lot of money, but I was a consumer, not a producer. I produced my ass off. I made hits, all that. But I did a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have done. Mansion, 4 cars, taking care of 8 people, all kinds of stuff like that. I didn't, I went when I went into the pandemic, I went from making high 5 figures a month to zero. So remember, I'm in a job, I have a career that is predicated upon people being in a room. So
Right.
now you go from going in a room with 1,000 people, going in a room with 10,000 people to your job is over. So I didn't work for 2 years. God, thank the Lord I had money and other little things that I was working on, I was able to make it. When I got out of the pandemic, I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I said, let me go buy a BMW 750, a Range Rover. Let me let these dudes know I'm back. And then something said, nah, don't do that. I went, I moved from New York City where my rent was 5,500. I moved to like the Ohio area. I lowered my expenses. I got a house. I made sure everything was good, everything's paid off, and then I'm focusing on investments, real estate, getting assets that appreciate in value, not giving my money to Louis Vuitton and this man and that man to make people think I'm rich, but I have nothing on paper that's worth anything. So my thing is, before I get to all that other stuff, I have to get my personal thing together. Putting together a trust, doing all the things that I'm doing now to make sure that if anything happens to me, my legacy is able to continue and move forward. I don't want to pass away, God willing, it's not a long time, and my kids have nothing. I want them to walk away and have tangible assets that they can get money off and they don't have to spend a dime. So that's my mission. So that's where I'm at, people. I'm not hurting anything. I'm on a different kind of mission.
So it's fair to say, I guess you're rebuilding your life right now, or rebuilding your finances and trying to find your footing. So with that being said, too, like at this time, you wouldn't be looking for all the single ladies because we are gonna have people come up tonight. You aren't looking for
No,
anyone
I mean,
because we are on that circle again, like you're building again.
yeah, because you have to understand, every every artist or entertainer or football player has certain cycles. Football sports is different because you only got one shot to make that. In my particular situation, I was taught by Dougie Fresh. I'm a hype man. So I was taught by Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh is 10 years older than me. He's still working. My original mentor, DJ Hollywood, he's like 73, 74. He's DJing, but he's DJing in the chair, but he's still DJing. So I look at myself as having maybe 25 more years. So my thing is rebuilding. Do I make money now? Hell yeah. But I'm taking my money and I'm putting it in investments. So I'm not spending my money on women. I'm not spending my money on places that don't need to go. I'm putting my money where it can work for me and create value. So that's where I'm at.
And let me also say this to follow up on that. Like you said, you're not really looking to buy designer and flex and do different things like that. In this dating climate today, it's very different than it was in the 90s. Modern dating today is different. So, what is your approach to dating now? Because girls are saying they want a provider, they want you to spend, they want you have to step up to the plate to date them. And
Okay,
it's going as young as 23 at this
okay.
point. So,
So check this out. Number one, I am not interested in trying to prove to people I'm rich. When you really rich, when you walk into a bank and they see your face, they start moving. When you're rich, you go to wealth management. You don't go to the regular thing. So I don't care. That doesn't move me anymore. As far as where women are today, with all respect, it seems like a financial negotiation to see, who can provide for you while you provide no value. That's it. And to me, that doesn't work. To me, with all respect, it seems like women are dating more for help and not for love. Y'all don't have to like it in the comments. Y'all don't have to like it, but it's the truth. You can either respect it or go find out on your own. As far as money is concerned, I mix in circles where people have real money. They don't wear Louis Vuitton. They don't do that kind of stuff. In Monaco, in France, in Cannes, and Saint Tropez, you don't even see that kind of stuff. People are so rich, they don't even wear stuff that look
well, they wear designer, just not logos, things with
right.
monograms,
They
I
they,
would say.
they
Yeah,
wear
they do wear quality items.
yeah.
They sure do. They do.
Like I give you a great example.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin had on a jacket. He had on like a Parker jacket, but the jacket was 13,000, but it had no logos on it.
Because I can't see someone living such a quality lifestyle and not invest in their clothing or their jewelry or their handbags and things like that. Okay. But are you open to bringing maybe one or two people up for a question? How do
I
you feel
want to
about
bring. Listen, I'll bring up as many people as who want to talk. I mean, I look at the comments and I think that people think, people have their comments about it. But I'm gonna just tell you like this: you can watch this back, you can do whatever. Everything that I'm saying is the truth from a lens of someone that has money. Now, listen, I'm not Jay-Z, I'm not Mark Zuckerberg. However, I've been making a decent amount of money consistently over 30 years. I mix around these people and I see what they're talking about. So I'm just sharing it.
we will bring someone up. Make sure you guys have camera access if you're coming up. Hello.
Hello, let me turn my camera on. Perfect.
Okay, so
Hello.
How are
hi,
you?
give us your name and then you can ask him one question tonight around
Okay.
dating, okay?
Around dating. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So my name is Billy J, and what I wanted to ask you, I caught it a little bit late, but what I heard a portion of what you were saying is that you find that women are not looking for love; they are looking for maybe a beneficial relationship outside of just love, superficial love. So my question is to you is, do you think love is enough to sustain a relationship?
I'd like to say this. It has to be a
Are you
mix
going to
of
answer
both.
the question though?
I am going to answer the question. It has
Okay.
to be a mix. It has to be a mix of both. But we can't start a relationship which from finance right away. I give you a great example. I was watching a show and a woman is saying to a man on the show, I need to know the exact amount of money you make per year. She is saying this while wearing a sheen dress that looks terrible. And when they asked her what she do for a living, she said 13,000 things to make $32,000. How you gonna come to me? How are we gonna start this relationship with where we talking about? Well, how much money do you make?
Okay, are you basing your answer off of the show? Or I'm asking you about personal experience. You as a
You asked
person
me about
experience.
personal
And
experience.
also we can't really talk about clothes because I'm not gonna lie, no tea, no shade, you look like a construction worker right now. So we can't talk about what she's
We
wearing.
gotta be
No.
respectful. Let's go. Come on.
I wanted to deal with that. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Definitely very respectful, actually.
Hold
But
on, no,
let's
no,
if
no,
we're
no.
gonna call a spade a spade,
Hold
let's
on,
just
hold on. Let me explain something to you. With all due respect, I wear what I want to wear because I'm not trying to. Hold, listen. With all respect, I'm not trying to prove to you that I'm rich. Here's what you have to understand. What I do for a living, where I go, how much money I make, I don't need to. I'm not at that place where I got to prove nothing to nobody. Because I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna go to Helsinki, Finland. I'm gonna make a couple of $1,000, a large amount. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna put it in my bank. I'm gonna live my life, and I'm gonna take care of my kids. What I wear don't matter. But what I'm saying is this: the reason. Hold on, please let me finish. The reason that I made that statement is because it was the audacity of someone to come up and ask somebody about their financial situation and ask them about that stuff looking like that. I never came up and asked nobody about their financial situation looking like that. If she would have never said that, I would have never had that comment. When it comes to me, as far as love and money, I don't want to talk about money till we talk about what we're gonna do. I have to know that I even like you. How do I even do anything if I don't know if I like you? And when I hear that, I feel like it's a bunch of finessing. I've been finessed. I've spent a lot of money. I used to look at spending money on women as the cost of doing business. It ain't mean a damn thing to me. But where I'm at in my life now, it's got to be more than that because I'm not looking for a transaction anymore. I'm looking to deal with something that's real. And that doesn't start off with asking me how much money I make. Number two is if you wanna talk about providing, what are you bringing to the table?
is this a monologue? I just want to know because
This is me telling you the truth, and you might not want to hear it. Now,
I
here's
know
all I have.
the
Oh,
truth.
listen, please.
So
You allow me to talk.
you're still talking though. This is like
Listen, because I'm trying to tell you something. Here's what I'm saying. You can take it as a monologue, or you can take it as information. As far as I'm concerned, it don't matter. But what I'm telling you is this: you can listen to me or not, but the results will be the results. Period.
All right.
That,
Thank you for coming up, Diary of a
bye.
Madman. And
hold
thank
on, is there
you,
anything else you'd
darling.
like to say?
That's it. You can take me down. I ate them up.
How you eat me? How did you eat me up? What you eat me up on? Hello?
Hello?
What
Yes.
the, why is my thing?
Okay. Who
Here
do
you
we
go.
have up next?
Hold on 1 second.
If you guys are coming up, you guys have to have camera access. If you're coming up, you have to have camera access. Please be respectful.
But hold
Please
on.
be
Ash,
respectful.
Ashley, they don't have to be respectful like that because disrespect is going to be met with disrespect. I'm not. I'm
But we
not.
don't.
I'm,
This
hold
is.
on.
I don't want that. That's not
You
how
know
we do
something? You're
things
right.
over here.
You're
You
right.
know, like we don't have
Let's
people
be
already look
respectful
at
here.
us in a certain. I don't. No,
No, you're
no,
right.
we're
You're
not
right.
doing that. We're not
You're
doing
right. I
that.
just want to say something to you, Ashley. I just want to say something to you. I don't think that I'm saying anything but the truth. And I feel like there's a problem with that. Here's the thing for the person who said I'm a talker. You asked me to come on the show and talk about something. I'm
Yeah.
trying to give you information. Either you like it or you don't like it. However, the results will be the results down the road.
Right. And again, we don't have to agree on everything. Everyone can come up here and share their points and ask their questions, but we don't have to like cut into each other, is what I'm saying.
Well, you know something? My thing is this. If you got to cut into somebody to be happy and feel good about yourself, do that. But see, I know what I'm doing tomorrow morning. I know what I'm doing the next morning. I know what my life is. So it ain't going to hurt me like that.
Okay. That's fair. We have Ralph. We have a man coming up. Oh,
My camera on.
Yeah, I thought she said she ate. What did you say that meant anything?
Let me get the camera on here. I'm trying to work this thing. Hi, how are you?
How you feeling, sir?
Hello,
What's going on?
welcome.
Yes, I was listening to the gentleman there, and it makes a lot of sense, and he's on point. He's a God-fearing man, God-centered man. He's learned his valuable lessons in life. He's not about repeating mistakes at his age. I'm not either. I don't have no time for persons out there who are not evolved intrinsically and spiritually, who don't know who they are, what their purpose is. As fish is to the sea or the water, man is to the word of God. When God created fish, he spoke to the sea and he created fish. When he created trees, he spoke to the earth, created trees. When he created man, he spoke to himself and said, let us create man in image and likeness. We are gods, that's what we are. As fish is to the sea or the water, man is to the word of God. It's our natural habitat. So any woman or man is not spending time in the word of God like a fish spends time in the water, they ain't ready for me, male or
Absolutely.
female. I ain't got no time for you. My walls are high and my circle is small. I don't have no time for you. I don't have no time to speak to a demon, a fallen angel that's working through the flesh of a human being, personifying himself as themselves to me in my life, in my circle, trying to destroy my finances, my children, and my relationships. I don't have no time for this stage in my life.
Absolutely. And I was going to ask you, Mr. Ralph, did you have a question for FatMan Scoop tonight? Did you have a question or you just wanted to give your take?
Well, I was going to add to what he was saying. The brother's on point, man. I tell you, the brother is right on now. I was listening to him earlier when he said about some fella shot at him. I didn't hear. I came in at the end of that, and I wanted to kind of reiterate what he said because, that was so important. I hope people caught on to that, especially young brothers. There's a lesson to learn of that situation, and I hope I want him to. I want him to tell me that story again, if you don't mind rehearsing that again. Just that part where the fella, something to do with the
So,
woman.
Mr. Ralph, tonight when the guests come up, we're just having everyone ask a question just so we can have the show move along a little bit. But I
Okay,
do
okay.
appreciate your perspective and I want to
Yes, I
thank you for
missed out on. Yes, I missed out on that. But I'm telling you, brother, I'm going to cut you off now, Mr. Ashley. You're a great woman, and I appreciate you too. And you're so beautiful. My God, you're so beautiful.
thank you,
And I
darling.
mean
Thank
it
you
from an
for
intrinsic
coming.
point of view. From an intrinsic point of view, very few people that intrinsic like that, especially women. And I appreciate you, man. We need that platform. Women need to understand that we are very special. We
I agree.
I think it's so much going on right now. This brother's right. Like I said, he's on. I wish I could expound on some more things and share more with you all. But I know, like you said, the show got to go on. But I
Yes.
pray something I said would help you all. I mean, we're living in the last days right now. People don't think about it, but there's so much going on spiritually. The Putin and these wars, America being surrounded.
Absolutely. There,
You
yes,
know,
we definitely are.
I'm here in
Absolutely.
the Caribbean. I live here in Nassau, Bahamas, and we got these Cuban warships,
Oh
coming
wow.
through all in Cuba now, and the airplanes going all our islands, man. We
Okay,
all,
Well, I will
Mr.
hit you
Mr.
on the DM and talk about all this. I promise you, I'll hit you in the DM,
okay,
talk about all this. But she want to move on because she wants people to.
okay, brother. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you. God bless you,
Bye,
man. Hit
Mr.
me up, brother.
Ralph.
I'm here in the Bahamas, okay? Hit me up. God bless you.
Bye,
Love you,
Mr.
Ashley.
Ralph.
Take care.
Have
Have
a
a good
good
night.
one. Bye bye.
Okay, blessings to you. Okay.
Ashley, somebody said that I was disrespectful for talking about the woman Sheen. If
Can
y'all
you
go,
remove yourself, Mr. Ralph? Can you just
you got to let
disconnect
yourself out
for
the
us?
back door.
Thank you.
If
Yes.
you go look, if you go look at that video, you will see why I said what I said. My thing is this. Going back to what we were talking about, it can't be a financial negotiation unless y'all want, because what it's feeling like out there is a financial negotiation and low-key prostitution. And if y'all want to go to that, then when you're dealing with people with money, they would rather just make it a transaction.
But the thing is, a transaction can't be a transaction without a man spending money.
100%.
So
100%.
I think it takes two to tango. That's how
Of
I see
course.
it.
Of
It
course.
takes two.
In that respect, it does take two.
Yeah.
So if you know, if you're saying I want this, I want that, I
Pay her to do it, then
go by all means, go ahead and do it. Like, get what you get. I believe, like, as a woman, get whatever you can get. Because the reality of the situation is, as a woman, as a man, you're only worth what the market will bear for you. There are women who will like me. There are women that will think that I'm the worst looking thing on the earth. I can't stop that. I am only worth what the market will bear. On top of that, you know, people are here saying I'm single. I'm single because I want to be single. If I wanted to be a whore bag, I could just walk in a club and be like this. But that's not, I'm in a different place in my life. You know, when you go through a lot of different things, when you're an entertainer or a football player or something like that, or anybody in that world, you go through life real quick. It ain't like that 9 to 5, 7 days a week life. There are things that happen to you. There are situations that go on. I am alive and clean with no problems. You start reevaluating. You start to reevaluate things, and that's just what it is. Bring somebody else up.
okay.
Um,
Pretty just came up. Yeah.
Ash, what I was saying, because somebody was saying that the comments are embarrassing you. Listen, you can,
Oh,
especially in my line of work, you have to have a thick skin, and you also have to understand that feedback is feedback, whether you like it or you don't like it. People are saying two failed marriages. Who to listen to about what could go wrong than a dude who been through two bad marriages? Who to listen to about marriage on top of that, as well as somebody who's been in a marriage 50 years. You got to listen to both people because both people have perspectives from going through that situation. One is what a dream marriage is like. The second one is what a marriage is not. I mean, for me, I've been through two marriages, but I count one because when you're 20, you shouldn't even be in. We were too young, and that's just it. I mean, but that's my thing is go for me in the comments. It's just feedback, and I don't have to like feedback, but I have to respect it because that's what people feel.
all right. So we have So Pretty coming up. Hello.
I'm here. Hi.
Hi, we don't see you. Okay, perfect. Give us your
Hi.
name, darling, and what is your question tonight?
My name is Audra. I just wanted I don't really have a question. I just wanted to know advice. What advice do you have for I just heard you say that dating in your 20s is not that great, but what's the best advice you can give us that are 20 to 25? What's the best advice?
I think that for me, lead with your heart. Be
Mm,
authentic.
mm,
Go and find someone that you actually love. Give a chance because I understand, you know, because I'm a man, I'm not just busting women down. Men
mm,
can be crap too. They really can. A lot of men will tell you a story. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to start this business. It's been
mm,
5 years you ain't start your business, bro. What's going on? So believe in a man and his vision, but also
mm,
request action
mm,
because action is going to be the end all be all. When I worked in Mount Sinai Hospital, I wanted to be in the music business. And I was a rapper first. And I wound up in Mount Sinai Hospital. And one day I was crying in the locker room. I was like, my life can't be like this. I
mm,
decided to go be an intern at a record label. And I went to talk to my ex-wife's, the mother of my children, to her family. And I said, I'm going to be an intern. And they laughed at me. They looked at me like I had 38 heads. I said, I'm going to be an intern. I'm going to go to a record label. I'm going to be very successful. And then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. They looked at me like I was crazy, right? She didn't look at me like I was crazy because she saw me get up every morning at 5:30 in the morning, go to work, take the train to go to work, get up, work from 7 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon, take a shower, and go down to the record label to 11 and get home at 1. She saw me taking action. Happened, I wound up being at the record label and running Tommy Boy Records, which was a huge record label back in the 90s. Go for the man you want to go for.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a chance. Tell him he has to show you with action. But more importantly, don't just do it for the money. Do it for the happiness. Because let me tell you something. You can have a lot of money and be extremely unhappy. There's a lot of people that y'all look at and y'all be like, oh, they got the life. They in their house in a fetal position. I'm here to tell you, I was making tons of money going on stage instead of in front of 5,000 people when I was going through my divorce. I walk off stage, you're like, you the man, you the man. I'm walking like I got swag. I go into the hotel room, I'm in a fetal position. So don't believe everything you see. Happiness is everything. Money will come, but happiness you gotta have first.
How, as a black man, how do you think that black men, like, what do you feel like they need the most out of a black woman? How do you think that we should be able to, lead our relationship or be able to give them a chances or, things like that?
I think that they need peace. I think that they need someone who will uplift them and not knock them down. I think they need people who they can trust. I've dealt with women that I told my deepest, darkest secrets, and when they were angry at me, they tore me down. What's that? Be somebody. If you be somebody's peace and you be that person to a man, he trusts you, he loves you, he's looking forward to coming home to you, you are his peace, you ain't never gonna lose. Now, will men be stupid? I can't say every man gonna do the right thing, but I can tell you if you the peace to a man and you do the right thing and he can't live without you, he gonna show you. You gonna know when you know what you know. But for me, if you lead with money, what do you expect? At some point, it will become a transaction.
All right. Thank you, Pretty, for coming on, darling. So, all right. And my follow-up question to you, being that she came up and she did say she was 20 years old, what advice even would you give your daughter now, being that she's in her early 20s? Of course, love is important, but is it also important, being that you are successful, you are financially stable? Do you tell her to go after a man who is also financially set? Or would you want her, your daughter, to build with a man?
Okay, so
Because we went through that whole stage, like you said, the building phase, the transaction.
Mhm.
What would you tell her?
Listen, I tell my daughter the truth all the time. I tell her the truth every single time. You gotta be a good woman to a man, but at the same time, the man has to be worth you being a good woman too. So let's start. Let's start there. I don't rock with women with men who don't pay their child support. Like my man Ian, the master investor, said, if you don't care about your own kids, what you gonna do to me? I don't dig men that watch their women go to work and they stay at home and play video games. I don't dig that. That's not being a man to me. So first things first, and she knows this. She knows this for a fact because I've seen her do it. Look for a man that's like your father. So again, I was divorced, but I was the one who kept my kids. I have never paid a child support payment. My kids have been with me from the day they were born to now. They upstairs. I've worked hard, I've provided, I've done everything that a man is supposed to do. So number one, I tell her to look for that kind of man. Number two is I tell her to take care of herself and do her own thing. And then I tell her also, if you become a super accomplished man, a woman, there's a possibility that there's certain men that might not want you because certain men want women that are with their program. When women are too powerful, sometimes rich men don't want that. So I tell her the truth and I prepare her for both eventualities. That she's going to find a man that is her everything, but there's a possibility because she has gone to school and she's educated and she's coming out of school with a master's in economics, that it may be hard to find a man that will want that.
But what about even like the guys? I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I would say the guys in her college or her classmates and definitely things like that. But outside of that, because you spoke about that circle, like, all right, a man starting phase, building phase, then he's rich. What is that important for a young woman to be with that man? Like you said, even not to bring your daughter into it, but to be with him when he is rich
Well,
versus that transition as you
okay,
see.
so check this out. There's two different ways that that could go, right? If you're a woman and you meet a man and you meet him like where he's starting off and you grow with him, that's a great thing. Because there's a lot of rich dudes that look at it this way. Why am I gonna go get it out the mud, bust my butt, do that, and then bring you and then come pick you up at the end? That is why a lot of rich men won't be looking for a committed relationship. They might be moving and shaking and doing what they want to do. You know this to be true, Ashley. You know, like there's a lot of single men that just play the field and they want to do what they do. We were just talking about it a while ago when you said dudes are 70 and still in the field.
Right. No, absolutely. But you just said, okay, build with that man, but then you said, well, when a man gets rich, he will drop you for his dream girl.
Hold on, let me speak on that. It depends who that man is and where he is. Okay? So there are some men that will drop and go off to something else. But you want to know something? If that woman is right, even though they're never going to get her back, when they get to this smart place where they got sense, they're going to realize the right woman. Look, there are men like Snoop Dogg that never left their wife. It's like
Or
nothing,
LeBron
nothing.
James. LeBron
Like
James has never, yeah.
LeBron James, like there's a
Right.
million dudes that never did anything. It's
Right.
not, it's not one way or the other way.
Mhm.
I'm just giving you some of what happens to some people. There are some people that stick with the same woman. Also, there are some people that are so powerful you can't play games. You think LeBron James could just run around and cheat with women? You think Patrick Mahomes could just run around and be with chicks in the social media world? That's really really hard. So, I mean, again, it's not a. I meant to say this. It's not a. This is what I've seen in my life and dealing with other entertainers, football players, basketball players. I've seen this circle, but that does not mean that everybody follows it. We're just talking certain situations. Back to my daughter, I prepare her for both eventualities. I tell her to look for a man that's like me, that gets up every day, that works hard, that wants to progress and do things. But then I also tell her, listen, there's a possibility it may take you forever to find this person. You may never get it because I never want her to be in a position where she's expecting and then it don't happen and then she's upset. Life happens. Life's.
But my thing is too, like, if you created a certain lifestyle for her, and like you said, you get to travel to Monaco, the south of France, different places like that. So you have a circle of like successful people and their children. So I would think it would be easier for her to find someone to date or to marry who's successful because of your network.
Okay, so let me say something about that. I mix with a lot of people. However, one of the major reasons why I never been in no mixes, I never heard, I never been in no nothing, and people don't say nothing about me is because I do my job and I stay out of the way. I understand, Ashley, that just because you got a hit record and I got a hit record, don't make us friends.
Mm.
So what I do in my real life, my friends are the people that are around me. My friends are the people that I deal with every day. I don't just go mixing with people. When it comes to business, let's do business. When I'm in my personal life, I'm in my personal life. And that's how I've stayed out of a lot of situations. I've stayed out of the mix with a lot of stuff because I do my job and I leave. So could she mess with people in my circle? Sure she could. There are people that she could mix with. There are other artists that she's friends with their with their
Kids,
sons
yes,
and daughters and stuff.
yeah.
But as a general, as a general point, I don't mix the two. Because when you mix the two in this business, in the entertainment business, people know too much about you. They know too much about your business. And that's where all kinds of things happen. Yes, I am still talking because I'm being asked questions. That's what happens when somebody asks you a question. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Well, all right. Fair enough. So you don't mix business and pleasure kind of thing. You rather just keep that separate.
I do. Ashley, one of
Mhm.
the things is, again, um, just from being in this many years, I realized, and I had to learn that the hard way one time. Just because you got a hit record and I got a hit record, don't mean that we people. That's, because that's the way you get yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess before we end the live, can you give the ladies here on the live tonight maybe just 3 tips if they're going out into the dating world, 3 solid dating tips from a man perspective about how they can show up and just little things they can do to get that guy who is successful. What would be
I
those
mean,
3 tips?
for me, there's so many notes that I had that we didn't even go through the notes.
Hmm.
I think that you lead by being genuine. You look at what rich men want and see if you can provide that. You put your, I don't know, listen, I can't speak for what people's religious views are, but you put your trust in a higher power or whatever you believe in, and you hope for the best. Because you could do anything you want to do, but that does not mean that it's coming to you right away. Sometimes you just gotta let it happen. It is what it is. If you're finessing and you want to be in a transactional relationship, get your body done, get your face done, get your makeup right, get your hair right, do whatever you could do to improve yourself, and then go to wherever those people are at and get in their eye line. So I gave it to you for if you're just looking for a great relationship and somebody to be with, and I gave it to you for if you finessing.
Fair enough. Where can everyone find you on social media if they want to watch your lives or if they want to connect with you?
On Instagram at FatMan Scoop, on TikTok at FatMan Scoop. That's it. And I thank you, and I thank you, I
Yes.
thank you. Hold on, listen. I thank you for actually having me come up because we had a great conversation. We didn't even get to all the stuff that we were talking about. All I will say to you in closing this is this. I have a show, so I know the comments can be crazy. The comments be crazy on my show. People be talking crazy, right? I'm going to say this one thing to everybody on here. Whether you like what I'm saying or you don't like what I'm saying, God bless you. Move forward. The results will be the results either way. Accept it. You could not accept it. You could say he's full of garbage. You could say he made great points. But whatever you do in your life, at the end of the day, 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years down the line, the results going to be the results. God bless you.
Well, thank you so much for coming up tonight. Thank you so
All right,
much.
Shine.
This was a good time. Have a good night, darling.
All right, be safe. Be
Bye
safe.
bye. All right. Thank you, Fat Man Scoop, for coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Moving forward, we will be doing more things like this. We'll be having more guests up to give their perspective. Some of y'all act a plum fool up here tonight. Child. A plum fool. We had guests, we had company, child. Ooh, chilly, chilly, child, child. A plum fool. All right, we have Ask Ashley Monday and Tuesday. Thursday, we talk about dating. And Friday, we talk about fashion. We cover all points to get you ready for the man that you desire. All right, so I hope you enjoyed. I guess we are growing on this side of TikTok, baby. We are growing and glowing. I appreciate all your support. Have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.